Welcome back to our channel. So in today's session, let's have a look on the static method, static variable and the static block. Static block, method and a variable. So in the previous sessions we have seen the different types of variables. In that we have seen the local variables, the instance variables and the static variables. So as we know the definition of an object is an real world entity and a class is a collection of objects, that is a logical entity. It's not a physical entity, it's a logical entity. So every class will be having the variables and methods. So every class consists of the variables and methods. So in order to access these variables or methods, we have to create an instance. So directly we cannot access these two. We have to create an instance that we call it as object. So through this object we have to access these variables and these methods. So that we have seen. So coming to this instance variables, that means the variables which are declared inside the class and outside the method. It's called an instance variables. So those can be accessed by through the object. And if the variable is declared as static, so these static variables can be accessed in two ways. One is we can directly access, and the second one is we can access with the help of class name. Right? So we can access directly and we can access with the help of class name. So this happens if we write all the methods and variables and main class in a single class. If our program consists of a single class, we can directly access. If our program consists of multiple classes, so that if you want to access the static variables which are declared in another class, so in which class, the main function should be declared in one class, and if we are going to access the static variables which are declared in another class, then we have to access them by using the class name. Right? So two ways we can access these static variables. Similarly, the static methods also. So static method also can be directly accessed if everything is in single class, and we can access with the help of class name if the static methods are available in another class. Next, coming to this, so variables and methods, both the same. Right? Coming to the static block. Static block. So just static block can be written with a static keyword and curly braces. So this is the static block. So whatever the content we are writing inside the static block can be executed by default. So without any call. Without any explicit call. So we did not give an explicit call to the static block. If there any reference towards this class where the static block is written, automatically the static block will be executed. So first the static block will be executed and then it will forward with the next steps. So hope you understood. So this static block is executed by default without any explicit call, and if there is any reference to the particular class. Right. So let us write an example so that you will be clear. Your doubts will be clear. See. So I am writing some class static demo. Here I am declaring some static int a is equal to 10. It's a static variable. Next, static void display system dot out dot println. We can write it as static method. And if you write here static, only static block, system dot out dot println static block, and within the same class we are writing the main function. So public static void main arguments, open the class name. So in order to access these methods or variables or a static, we have to access directly or with the help of class name. So here we are writing the main function within the same class, so everything is in the same class, so we can directly access them. So system dot out dot println, directly we can access the variable a, it will print 10. Next, directly we can access the display method, so display execute, close the class. So here we are just printing the a, even though this is a variable which is declared as a static, so it can be directly accessible. So in the absence of static, now a is a instance variable. We need, so this gives an error because the instance variables cannot be accessed directly. So for accessing the instance variable, we have to create an object. So if you want to print a, now we have to create an object here. So with the class name, so static demo, some object is equal to new static demo constructor. So by means of this object, we have to access the instance variable. So obj.a, and here also in the absence of static, this is a normal method. So in order to access this normal method, this should be accessed by using the object. So obj.display. So this will give the correct output. So 10 it will be printed, and here static method will be printed. So if I have written here static variable declaration and a static variable, and here also the method is a static void display, automatically no need of creating an object. So no need of creating an object and no need of using the object for accessing the variables or methods. Directly we can access because everything is written in same class. If this public static void main is written in another class, then we have to access by using the class name. Right? So here, what about this static block? So here we are accessing the variable, static variable, which is available in the static demo class. So there is a reference, automatically the static block will be executed. So no explicit call will be there for executing the static block. By default, the static block will be executed. The only thing needed is there must be a single reference to that particular class. So either if you are creating an object, automatically the static block will be executed. So creation of an object is also a reference to that particular class, right? So the static block will be executed then also. So here we are printing the A. A is a static variable which belongs to this class. So automatically there is a reference to this class, the static block will be executed. So the output for this one is static block, A will be printed 10 and display static method. And if you are writing everything in one more class, so class, some main class, see. So here if you write this thing in another class, so this is one class and I am writing see, this is one class, here I am writing this main function in another class, main class. So in this case, the static variable is in one class, main function has been written in one class, so the static variables should be accessed by using the class name. So if you want to print A, we have to use this name, static demo.a. So class name .a. Here also the display should be written as static demo.display. So hope you understood. So if everything is written in the same class, directly we can access the variables and methods. If we are writing the main function in one class and the static variables and static methods in another class, then those variables and methods should be accessed only through the class name. So we need not create an object directly. By using the class name, we can access the variables and methods of static. And a static block, no explicit call is required. So only with the reference, the static block will be executed. So hope you understood everything. So if you are having any doubts regarding this one, just we will execute a simple program so that all your doubts will be clarified. Now let us see the implementation part. Hi friends, now let us see the implementation part of static variables, static block and static method. See, I am writing. So these static variables, static methods and static block can be implemented in two ways. So writing all these things including the main function in the same class, and writing the static variables, static methods and static blocks in one class and writing the main function in the another class. So first let us see the first one, static demo, class static demo. Just create a variable int a is equal to 10 and create a method static void display. Just I will print normal text. And let us write the main function also. Here let us access the variable and method. So here we are writing the static variable, static method and the main function, all these three in the same class. We can directly access the variable and we can directly access the method. So in order to print the value directly, we can implement this output function. Accessing the method also directly we can access, because everything we are writing in the same function, same class. Static demo.java. Now implement this one, static demo.java. So run this one. So here two values have been printed, the value of static variable and the text which we have written in the static method. Right? So if this was written in one more class, let us write a static demo here and let us see demo, right? Sorry. So here we are writing the static variable and static method in demo class, and we are writing the main function in static demo class. That means two classes we are using. In such case, we should not access the variables directly, but we have to access the variable by using the class name where the static variables have been declared. So here static variable is declared in demo class. We have to access that variable by using the demo class name. So demo.a, similarly method should also be declared, accessed by using the class name demo.display. Now we can get the output, right? So if you are trying to access directly, we will get an error. See, we are getting an error because we are writing in two different classes. The main function has been written in one class, and the static variables and methods have been defined in another class. So we have to access them by using the class name. See, now this is all about our static method and static variable. Now let us see the static block. Static block, there will be no name, only static keyword followed by the block of statement. Here also let us try to print only the text. Let us print static block, right? So here we are writing all the three: static variable, static method, and a static block in the demo class, and main function in another class. So if there is any reference from the main function to the class where these three has been declared, automatically first the static block will be get executed. That means the compiler or the control search for this static block in our class. If any static block has been written here, first that static block will be executed and then followed by the statements. So this happens only when there is a reference from the main function to that particular class where the static block has been generated. See here in the main function, I am not accessing the variable or a display, just I am writing, I am trying to print. So one more text, main class, main method. Okay. So here by executing this one, we are not printing these variables, or we are not accessing the methods. We are just printing the text. That means there is no access of this particular class with the main class, main method, right? So we are not accessing this demo class in the main method. So the static block will not be executed. See. So main method, it is printing only main method. And if you are trying to access the variable, right? If you are trying to access the variable, that means there is a connection between the class where we are writing the static block with the main function. So automatically the static block will be displayed first and followed by the remaining statements. See. So while executing this one, first main method is printed because in the main function the first line is printing of main method, and in the second line we are printing the variable, static variable value, but here it displays the static block which is printed in static block, right? So that means if there is a connection or if there is a reference from main function to that particular class, without any explicit call, this static block will be get executed, right? So unless you have the reference with the class, the static block will not be executed. So here we are accessing the variable which is written in that class where the static block has been declared. That block will be directly executed first. See, hope you understood this one. Demo.display, and if you write everything in the same class. If you are writing the same class, obviously implementing the main function is also in the same class, so static block will be first executed because there is a connection, there is a reference. See, static block is printed first. So main function, even the main function is having the first line to print main method. Here we are getting the static block because there is a reference with the class where static block has been executed. So without any explicit call, first static block is executed. So static block and then main method and then demo.a. So 10 is printed, right? Again static block, right? Sorry, here we can directly access this one. We need not use the class name. We can directly access this one, right? So static block, the first static block, and then main method. Next a value is 10, and a display. So in the display we are writing static method. So static method is displayed, right? So hope you understood this one. So static block will be executing first if there is any reference from the main function to the particular class where the static block has been declared, right? So this is the static variable which can be accessed only by means of class name or direct access. This is static method. This is also similar to the variable. It should be accessed directly or by using the class name. Next, static block. Without any explicit call, if there is any reference from the main function, the static block will be executed, right? So let us stop here. If you are having any doubt regarding these sessions, so feel free to post your doubts in the comment section so that I will definitely try to clarify all your doubts. And if you really understood my sessions, like my sessions, share my sessions with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much.